eyes are on me, they're ready to think, and they're ready to become a better reader. Okay, now I need you to imagine with me. I want you to imagine that we went out to the park one day to play, and all of a sudden you look over and you see these really dark clouds, and they're moving closer and closer, and you hear like a little rumble. Those clues tell me that it's about to what?
Rain.
Or
thunder.
Yeah, it might be a thunderstorm coming. So we know that when we see those dark clouds and maybe it's getting a little bit windy and we hear those rumble of thunder, they're all clues that tell us what's about to happen. When authors write books, they put clues just like those dark clouds and thunder and wind into their writing so that we're able to think about what's probably going to happen next. And we call those clues in our text foreshadowing. Repeat after me, foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing are clues that the author puts in text that help you make a prediction about what's probably going to happen next. And foreshadowing's a really fun thing to think about when you're reading because it adds suspense to the text. It makes you wonder, what's going to happen next? Or I bet this is going to happen next. So today, while we're reading Strega, Nona by Tommy DePaula, we're going to be working on finding that foreshadowing. We're going to make predictions while we're reading about what we think is probably going to happen next. So one of my husbands. And she was very good at getting rid of warts. But Strega Nona was getting old, and she needed someone to help her keep her little house and garden. So she put up a sign in the town square. And Big Anthony, who didn't pay attention, went to see her. "Anthony," said Strega Nona, "you must sweep the house and wash the dishes. You must weed the garden and pick the vegetables. You must feed the goat and milk her. And you must fetch the water. For this, I will give you 3 coins and a place to sleep and food to eat." "Oh, grazie," said Big Anthony. "The one thing you must never do," said Strega Nona, "is touch the pasta pot. It is very valuable, and I don't let anyone touch it." "Oh, see, yes," said Big Anthony. Now I notice here on this page, I see some of those clues about what might happen in this story. The author tells me that Big Anthony doesn't pay attention. And the author also tells me that Anthony says, "Oh, see, yes." And I'm going to think about other books I've read where the author kind of gives me a warning about maybe what's going to go wrong in the story later. I think the author's foreshadowing that Big Anthony's not going to listen to Strega Nona. He's still going to touch that pasta pot. So I think that Anthony's actually going to touch that pasta pot because the text says Anthony doesn't pay attention, and he says, "Oh, see, yes," like he's paying attention, but not really. And so she's saying, "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up." And the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and was suddenly filled with steaming hot pasta. Then Strega Nona sang, "Enough, enough, pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day." "How wonderful," said Big Anthony. "That's a magic pot for sure." And Strega Nona called Big Anthony in for supper. But too bad for Big Anthony, because he didn't see Strega Nona blow 3 kisses to the magic pasta pot. So the author's definitely doing some foreshadowing on this page. So when I say teach, I want you to turn to a neighbor and talk to them about what you think the author's foreshadowing. What do you think is going to happen later in this text? Teach. So what is the author foreshadowing in this part of this text? Eunice?
I think what's going to happen is because Big Anthony, the text said that attention. So what Strega Nona said, and I can go to another text. I read about Big Anthony's story when he went to Strega Nona. He didn't listen very well, and whenever someone asked him to do it, he did the opposite of what they said.
So Eunice is using clues from this text and using a text-to-text connection to make her prediction about Big Anthony. She said in another text she read, Anthony didn't pay attention either. So what can you predict is going to happen?
He's gonna get the magic porridge pot, the magic porridge pot, and then he's going to feed it to everyone, but then he won't know how to make it stop.
What clue in the text tells us that Anthony's not going to know how to make that pasta pot stop? Armand?
He's not going to. He didn't see the three. He's going to forget to do the 3 kisses.
Show me if you agree with what Eunice and Armand have told me. Yeah. I think that Big Anthony's not going to know how to turn off that pasta pot because the text says he didn't see her blow those. What's going to happen next in the story? So I want you to stop and think for a second about the clues on these 2 pages and what they tell us about what might happen later in this text. I'm going to read these 2 pages one more time, and then you're each going to get a note card, and you're going to write down your prediction. So you're going to write, I think blank will happen. What do you think will happen? Because the text says, and you need to tell me what clues helped you make that prediction. So let's read it one more time, and I want you really looking for those clues of the foreshadowing like a detective. Big Anthony was a hero. He scooped out